Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbity Bobbity Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be a good old-fashioned book haul. So I have been trying to be really good at not buying hundreds and hundreds of books and I've been doing quite well. I feel like for me, I haven't bought that many books this year, but I have got some. Because I just can't not buy any books. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be talking through all of the books that I've got so far this year and I hope that you enjoy it. So let's just jump straight in. And I think the first set of books I'm going to show you today are some books that I found in a second-hand bookstore, and I was thrilled to find these because they're so hard to find in second-hand bookstores, and also the full series was there, which is just unheard of. So the series that I'm talking about are the Dunton Woods series. I think it's called the Dunton Chronicles actually. So the first book is Dunton Wood, and then we've got Dunton Quest and Dunton Found. So all three in the first trilogy in this world, and I was just so excited to find these books because they've been on my radar for a while. This is a classic fantasy series. I think it was written back in the 80s and it's got a huge cult following. A lot of people really love this series and it sounds really cozy, and all I know about it is that it follows a colony of moles which sounds so random, but I've heard from a lot of people that, you know, it's not just about moles, and just because it is about moles, don't let that put you off because it also deals with a lot of more heavy-hitting themes. I think it's one of those classic sort of battles between good and evil within this series, and it explores a lot of human themes as well, things like love and hate and fear, and quite a lot of sort of interesting themes within this world as well. It's quite an expansive world, and I hear that it's also very atmospheric, and I don't know, it just sounds so charming as well. So I could not resist picking up these books, especially because they have the classic covers, and I'm a sucker for these old-fashioned classic covers. I mean, look at that. It's the most gorgeous autumnal thing. I don't know if that's coming up well on the camera, but that's the first one. I'm not sure what order these are in, but this one is also delightful, the cover. And then we've got this one as well, and I just think they are so pretty, and I'm so excited to finally have my hands on these and to start this series. So let me know if you've read this one before. Did you love it? Let me know. Do you want me to prioritise the series? Do let me know that as well, because yeah, I'll absolutely get to it if that's something that you're interested in. I feel like this first one just looks so autumnal on the cover that I think I might save it for autumn this year, but let me know if you want me to pick it up sooner than that. But yeah, those are the first three books that I found, and I'm so excited about them. The next book that I found in the same used bookstore is Sybil's Secret by Juliet Marillier. I feel like, again, this is another one where I was like, right, I'm just obsessed with the cover. This has got that gorgeous classic fantasy cover on. It's just stunning, and I just feel like as soon as I see a Juliet Marillier book in a used bookstore, I'm gonna pick it up because I love her writing, and it's like a little gem when you find her books in the stores. So yeah, I'm so excited to have my hands on this one. This is actually the sequel, I believe, to, I think it's called Wildwood Dancing, which is a Juliet Marillier book that I haven't read yet, but is very much on my radar because it's a 12 dancing princesses retelling, and I love retellings. I love Juliet Marillier's writing as well. It's so lush and descriptive and just beautiful, and it's so nice to sink into her books. And yes, they are very whimsical and very beautiful, but they are also often quite hard-hitting, and she handles themes really well, like difficult themes really well. And so yeah, I'm just so excited to have this sequel, and yeah, I just wanted to pick it up straight away because, like I said, it's always a gem of finding a Juliet Marillier in a used bookstore. That leads me on to the next book as well, which is another Juliet Marillier, because I couldn't leave it behind, could I? So this one is Heir to Seven Waters, and this is one of the books in the Seven Waters series, which I have begun, and This series starts with Daughter of the Forest, which is such a gorgeous story. It is a Six Swan Brothers retelling, and all of these books in this Seven Waters series are set in Ireland in like a medieval setting, and they all follow the same family, so it spans generations and generations within the Seven Waters family. So each book you're following a different generation, but they do refer back to previous characters in other books. So while I believe you can read these as standalones, it is recommended to read them in publication order because you'll get more out of it, because it references other people's stories and other characters from the previous books, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm very excited to continue on with this gorgeous series and to just really enjoy her writing. Again, this one's got another absolutely stunning cover. Okay, and the next book that I want to share with you is Women's Law, 400 Years of Sirens, Serpents and Succubi by Sarah Clegg. So this is actually a non-fiction, which is quite different for me. I do enjoy non-fiction books every now and then, but I don't pick them up that often. But I saw that this one was shortlisted for the HWA Non-Fiction Crown Award for 2023, and so because of that I was very interested in this one. It's obviously highly acclaimed, it's got a lot of rave reviews, and also I am just really interested in mermaids and sea creatures and things like that, but I don't know a whole lot about the lore behind them and the origin stories for some of these mythical creatures, and I feel like this book is going to be a really great way to learn about them. And again, because it's written by a woman, I feel like it's going to be explored really well. It's going to also explore themes of how women have been demonized over the years, because a lot of these female mythological creatures were obviously like evil and horrible and things like that. So I think it's going to have a lot of nuance within here as well, and I feel like it's going to really talk about some interesting themes as well as telling us the facts about some of these mythological creatures and where they came from. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this one on my shelf, and I'm also thinking of maybe doing like a mermaid themed reading vlog in summer. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, but I thought that could be fun. So it might be nice to pick this one up to learn a little bit about the lore of these creatures, and then also maybe some sort of like fantasy mermaid stories as well. I don't know, I just thought that would be such a fun idea. So yeah, let me know if you'd be interested to see that. Okay, then moving on, I've got some horror books to share with you because I am a sucker for horror. And the first one was almost entirely a cover buy, I'm not gonna lie. I just, what can I say, I get sucked in by beautiful covers, but this is just the most horrific cover ever, but also strangely beautiful. And this is Diavola by Jennifer Thorne. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but look how striking and gothic and terrifying this cover is. I mean, come on, I couldn't leave that behind, could I, when I saw this in the bookstore? This sounds like the perfect horror to pick up in summer because it's set in Italy when a family go on vacation. So I think this is going to be perfect because I'm a huge horror fan, but I also like to read seasonally because I just like to be immersed in each season, and so I tend to prefer to pick up horror in the sort of autumn winter months because that just fits the setting. So I'm really excited that we have a horror book here that is actually set somewhere sunny and, you know, when a family are on vacation, because it means that I can still like be immersed within the summer season but also enjoy my creepy stories. So I'm really excited for this one. It's like a haunted house type story, I believe. I'm just going to read you a little bit from the back. So it says, Anna only has one rule for the annual Pace family vacations: tread lightly and survive. It isn't easy when she's the only one who doesn't seem to fit in. Her twin brother Benny goes with the flow so much he's practically dissolved, and her high-strung older sister Nicole is so used to everyone falling in line that Anna often ends up chastised for simply asking a question. Her mum is baffled by Anna's life choices, and her dad, well, he just wants a little peace and quiet. The gorgeous villa outside the remote Tuscan town seems like the perfect place to endure so much family time, not to mention Benny's demanding new boyfriend Christopher. If her family becomes too much to handle, then at least Anna can wander off to a wine tasting or lose herself in an art gallery. That is until strange things start to happen. Strange noises at night, food rotting within hours, dreams that feel more like memories. Then the unsettling warnings from the locals: don't open the tower door. So yeah, I love the fact that we have both a haunted house setting in here, but also a really toxic family vacation. Like, I feel like this is just going to be such a drama-filled read, and it's just going to be perfect to pick up in the summer months, and I'm so excited. The next book that I picked up is Our Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill. So this is actually this author's debut novel, so I'm very excited to try a new author out and see what I think. Again, I saw this cover and thought that looks like a bit of me and it sounds like it's going to be a really fun time, a really gothic story. It says on the back that it's a wonderfully rich, emotionally engaging tale with the flavour and appeal of a great 19th century novel. And again, just reading a little bit, it says, Mary is the great niece of Victor Frankenstein. She knows her great uncle disappeared in mysterious circumstances in the Arctic, but she doesn't know how or why. And then it says, the 1850s are a time of discovery and London is ablaze with the latest scientific debates. Mary, with a sharp mind and a sharper tongue, is keen to make her name in this new world. But as a woman, her options are limited. So when she discovers some old family papers that allude to the shocking truth behind her great uncle's past, she thinks she may have found the key to securing her future. But that ambition will come at a cost, especially when a deadly rival sets out to steal her secret. So yeah, I think this one's going to be a deliciously gothic and I'm very excited. I'll probably save this one for the winter months. But yeah, I'm excited to try a new author and have a really nice, I don't know, gothic story to eat up in the winter months. And the final two books that I want to share with you today are some horror novellas that I have actually already read because I couldn't resist. So do keep an eye out for my wrap up, which should be coming very soon on my channel. So I'm only going to talk about them very briefly here. But the first one is A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. Here is the book. It's very short, it's a novella, it's very weird. It's kind of got a cosmic horror feel to it, and it follows a young couple who are getting to know each other. It's about their blossoming romance, and they spend a lot of time out on a lake canoeing, and they find a house at the bottom of the lake, and they kind of become obsessed with it and just spend all of their days during the summer diving down and exploring this house that shouldn't be there and doesn't make any sense. And it's just, it's yeah, I don't want to say too much because I'll talk about this one in my wrap up, but it's bizarre in the best way and it's deeply unsettling, and I really enjoyed it, although it is quite ambiguous, so not for you if you like to have all your answers by the end of the story. And then the final book that I want to share with you is my most recent read, and that is Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. So this one is another little novella, a horror book, and it's a horror book with a cottagecore setting, which I really didn't think would work. I just didn't think those two things would work together and would fit, but they do somehow in this book, and I just ate this one up. If you're looking for a spring book with an edge to it, with a very, very dark edge to it, then I would recommend this one to you. This is perfect for this time of year. It's like a horror thriller book, as I said, with a cottagecore setting. Again, I don't want to say too much because it's so short. I feel like you could give a lot away, but we basically follow a young woman who becomes infatuated with another woman who she meets at a farmer's market, and the two of them strike up a friendship and it blossoms into something more, but there's always this edge of something not being quite right, and it's deeply unsettling and deeply disturbing. That's all I'm gonna say, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I love the aesthetic and I just loved the looming sense of dread. So yeah, that was all of the books that I have picked up so far this year, so not too bad for me, I think. I've got some real gems in there and I'm very excited to read the ones that I haven't read already. Please let me know if you want me to prioritise any of them, or if you've read any of them before. I'd love to have a chat with you down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and subscribe if you want to see some more from me, and I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!